Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. A Philly cheesesteak sandwich is on the menu today. That sandwich and the open-faced sandwich. Check that out. Here's what you'll need to make either one of those same ingredients. You will need some type of bread. I didn't want to use regular hoagie rolls. I saw these. These smell good and they look good. Actually, they taste good. All right, provolone cheese. I got smoked flavored provolone cheese, onion, bell pepper, and this came from Walmart, already seasoned. Philly steak meat. All right, y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get to it. Right after those ingredients, we're going to jump right into this. Check this out. What we want to do here is we want to cut that onion and that green pepper up. So you cut them up the way you want to, or either you can do it exactly the way I'm doing it right here, which is in half rings for this onion. Now I used a white onion. You can use a yellow onion if you want to. You can even use a red onion. It's really up to you, so long as you use some onion and some peppers. Okay? All right, so cut them as thin or as thick as you like. Do it to your liking. So it's your own specifications here. There's no right or wrong way to do this. All right? All right, let's go with this pepper. Pretty easy. There's a number of ways to cut it up, but hey, that's the way I like to do it. I cut those ribs. I don't like to keep them. No particular reason. I just don't. All right, so I'm going to cut these into strips. Now, again, your specifications. You can cut these as thin or as thick as you like. Alright, so quick and easy sandwich. It won't take that long at all. A couple minutes, you'll have this bad baby on the table, on somebody's table. Check that out. Alright, let's get right into the cooking part. Told you, look at that. Alright, I say season every step of the way, so get yourself some seasoning, at least some salt and pepper. Alright, so you don't want to heavily salt and pepper, but you want to put some salt and pepper. I put a little bit of Italian seasoning on it, so you can do it how you want. A little more olive oil there. For me, I want these to cook down really well, so I don't want the skillet on the dry side. I don't want that. So I want them to look just like they're looking now. So I want that oil to bubble up when it's cooking. All right. So this is probably the longest part of it. Is these veggies are gonna. Alright, let these cook down. I'll tell you what, let them cook down until you get them to a color you like. I like for mine to get a really, really dark green, so I like for them to cook really well. If you don't and you like yours rather on the raw side, that's okay too. So it just depends on the way you like your veggies. It's going on a sandwich. For me, it's going on top of that meat, so I want it to be cooked really well. Quick sandwich, and usually kind of greasy too, so if you have it where it's a little bit on the greasy side, then that's quite okay. Then you've done something right. That's good. So I'm going to take you through the process of cooking this down, but only up until this point. So you cook them from here on to you get them to the point where you want them. Okay? Alright, so take those out, just put a little bit more oil in the pan, and then put your meat right in. So do let your meat thaw out a little bit too. So you don't want to use that meat from Walmart like that frozen. So let it thaw, and it thaws very, very quickly. You wouldn't believe it, but faster than any meat I know, but it thaws quickly. So you won't be waiting long if you have them and they're frozen. Alright, so remember this is already seasoned. So you don't have to put anything on this meat. You just need to put it in whatever oil you're using. So I used olive oil, but you can use a veggie oil, corn oil, any kind of oil you want to use, you can. So you just want to get your meat to the point where it's browned. And it does cook fairly quickly too. It does not take long for this at all. So that's why I said it's a pretty quick sandwich. You're going to turn it a couple of times like that and watch. It's going to be all browned. Be ready to assemble your sandwich. Alright, so at this point I've sped it up some. What I want to let you see is how fairly quickly it really does cook. So I'm going to take you through the entire thing until it browns. So for time's sake, I just sped it up a little bit. Alright, so check that out. Alright, I did put a little garlic powder on it. It's really up to you though, but don't put any like salt or anything on there unless you taste this meat first and then it's not seasoned to your specs. So if it's not, then you know what I always say, adjust your seasoning. So always taste your meat, especially before you assemble your sandwich or you assemble your dish. So as you can see here, seasoned salt, garlic powder, onion powder, because at that point I tasted it, I didn't get a flavor that I wanted, especially for a Philly cheesesteak. So here I've adjusted the seasonings. You do the same thing. Adjust your seasonings. Alright, so we're at the assembly part. Now, whatever bread or roll you use is fine. To me, it's no big deal. So whatever you find in the store that you think you might want to use, you do that. Because I tried these rolls and these are great. They had a nice, light, buttery flavor. And it just went so well with the meat and the cheese and the veggies. So, I picked a good one. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yes, I did. Alright, so now, what I want to do is I want to get it cut, but I don't want to cut it all the way through. So, that's why I opted not to use a bread knife here. I used a fillet knife instead, because I wanted to make sure. Alright, so get that cut, and yes, but not all the way. I don't want the bread in two halves. You know what I'm saying? So I left the back connected. So all that I have to do is stuff everything in here really nicely. Alright, so you can see I got the meat there, the veggies there. Now I just want to get the cheese ready. And as soon as the cheese is ready, easy peasy, we on our way. Okay, now for me, I put mayo on my Philly cheesesteaks. I like something on my bread. Now, if you are not a fan of mayo, then what you can do is you can toast your bread. So you can put some butter on it, and you can toast it rather nicely on a griddle or on a pan. So you can get that toasty flavor, and then you don't get it so your bread is really soaked through from your meat and your veggies or whatever. So the mayo is like a barrier for me, so that I don't have soggy bread. I'm not a fan of really soggy sandwiches. But if you are, then you can leave that part of it out. You don't have to toast the bread or put the mayo. Alright, so here we go. Yes, look at that. Ooh, and this meat smells so good too. Again, I'm telling you, I got this meat from Walmart. So, and it is seasonal too. They don't sell it year round. Not around me anyway. So it's for a certain season, and I don't know how long, but I just know I went to get it like a few months ago and they didn't have it yet. They just said it was a seasonal item or whatever. So yes, baby, I had to have 2 pieces of cheese. That one piece, that's not enough for me. I like a lot of everything. Pile it on. Yes, look at that. Pile it on, baby. Look at that. Look at that. I'm putting more meat because I just looked at it and figured it out. My sandwich ain't, packed out like I really wanted to be packed out with meat. Because I like a hearty bite. When I bite, I like a good bite of sandwich. I really do. So check that out. That's our sandwich done. It's ready. So you don't have to do anything else except put this on a plate. On to part 2, the open face sandwich. Yes, baby. So you can use French bread for this. I have done that before. Used a French bread, so it worked out great. But this actually works out. So I like it. If you don't want it in sandwich form, and you like it almost like, let's say, a flatbread or a pizza type thing, yeah, then this works out. So it's what we call an open face sandwich. So you do 2 of these halves. If you have 2 people, you do both halves, but in this case, I'm going to get them ready, but I'm only going to show you one of the halves and put it in the oven, what have you, because I just want to let you see how it's done so you have some idea. And so with this, I put mayo on this too. You can use butter or margarine right here. So it just really depends on you. You don't have to use anything at all. You can just put the cheese, the meat, the veggies, and toast it if that's what you want to do, because that'll actually work out. So if you're not a fan of mayo and you don't want to use butter either, so, or margarine, whatever, it's cool. So, okay. So if you haven't hit that like or that subscribe button, please do so. And hit that bell for notifications so you'll be one of the first ones to know when I put a new video up. And if you're returning, thanks for watching. Thank you to all my loyal subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so look at that. I have the meat on there and the veggies, and then I'm going to put the cheese on the top, because that's what's going to happen once we put it in the oven. So you can put it in the oven on 350 if you want to do that. And if you don't, you can put it on your the broiler, but put the broiler on low, because if you put it on high, I promise your cheese is probably going to burn. But if you're that good and you can put your broiler on high and put it under there, do it, because the quicker you get to your sandwich, the better it is. Now trust me on that one. All right, it's on the pan, ready to go into the oven. So as I said, 350 or on a low broil or just a broil. Look at that, it's done. That looks delicious. Oh, the cheese is nice and toasted and brown. I love it. It's great. And it tastes so good. So it's the same as, a Philly sandwich, only half of the bread. So think of it like that. It's just half of the bread, so which is great. So I'm going to show you what they both look like. Look at that. That's that open face up close. Check that out. And that's the regular sandwich. Thank you all for watching. See y'all next time. As always, I appreciate you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.